Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. You know, sometimes I hold back on the videos that I make. You know, I don't feel that it's necessary for me to talk about everything that, you know, is in the news or every current event. Some things I just don't feel right about, you know, talking about. Like, I didn't feel right about making a video about Whitney Houston. I wanted to, I just didn't feel right about it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't do it. But trust me, I want to know who killed Whitney Houston. Yes, I do. I want to know. But I didn't feel right about making a video. But you know what? This Kony thing, Kony. I cannot hold my peace. I just can't do it. Because what I want to know is why these people feel the need to go all the way over to Africa, all the way across the oceans and the seas, and go on a whole nother continent if they want to just find or deal with a whole bunch of black boys with guns. I don't feel it's necessary to do all that traveling and go all that way to deal with something like that. You know, now I'm not saying it's right what's happening over there. It's not right at all. But what I am saying is, how you going to ignore what's right in your face and skip all over it and go across the oceans and the seas and a new continent to find black boys with guns? That just doesn't make any sense to me. And you see, they went to Washington, D.C. They got the legislators and they got the lawmakers behind them, and they, you know, they rallied and all this kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, all they had to do was go right outside the door of the White House and go down 2 blocks, and they could have dealt with that issue right there. And then they could have went even you know, right on down the street to Chicago, Philadelphia. It's a whole lot of places they could have went if they was really concerned about black boys and guns. All right? So that is just not making much sense to me. Now, this man, whoever he is and wherever he is, he needs to be captured, caught, and put away. He needs to go to hell is what he needs to do. But that's how I feel about it. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about what the motive is for these people to go all the way over to Africa to find black boys with guns and deal with the situation. Because it's really strange and ironic to me. About 2 weeks ago, a little white boy went into his school, shot up about 4 kids, killed 3 or 4 of them. And so that don't make no sense. You can't even deal with a little white boy with a gun that goes into a school, and you want to go over to Africa and deal with a man that's got an army of 500,000 people behind him and deal with him? That don't make no sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense. And then you want to go after and target, you know, they say the culture makers and the policy makers. So I looked at some of these culture makers that they were targeting. Now, one of them was Jay-Z. I am just not understanding this whole thing, because Jay-Z does hip-hop, rap music, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and I think, now I'm not for sure, but I think rap music, hip-hop music has a lot to do with sex and violence, all right? Which is what this whole thing over in Africa is about, sex and violence. So you're going to target Jay-Z, a culture maker, to help you out in this agenda. That's not making any sense to me. See, because Jay-Z got a whole lot of boys that's right here looking up to him, and all he got to do is get on the microphone and tell them, you know what I'm saying, put them guns down, and you young black men treat these young black women right. It's as simple as that. I don't know why you're trying to get him go all the way over to Africa, where he got a lot of work that he could be doing right here, right now, because there's a whole lot of young black boys with guns that's looking up to him. But like I say, don't quote me on that. I think he does rap or hip-hop, and I think that the majority of that type of music consists of sex and violence. But then again, don't quote me on it, because I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong about the type of music that Jay-Z does, forgive me. I repent right now, all right? But just the whole thing is just mixed up and confusing to me. And if somebody could explain it a little bit better, where I can understand it, I certainly would appreciate it. And I thank you all so much for tuning in, and be blessed.